Thank you for coming out this morning. We'd like to introduce two players we signed via free agency, Lou Williams and Brandon Bass. And we'd also like to introduce the third player today, Roy Hibbert, who we've acquired via a trade about 2 weeks ago. Before I introduce the players, I do want to recognize Roy Hibbert's representatives, David Falk and Daniel Cantor. And Roy Hibbert's dad is here, Roy Hibbert Sr., and his wife, Val. I think that would be it. Brandon's family's coming in, and Lou Williams' family's coming in as well, but they're not here today. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the three players and give them their Laker uniform jerseys and have them sit down, and you guys can ask as many questions as you'd like. Once again, thank you for coming. I guess the backside of the names, right? Okay. Danny? All right, now flip them around, show the other ways. And do that too. All right, guys.
All right, Coach, right there are your newest Lakers. Wearing number 2, D. Fisher's old number will be Brandon Bass, 23, Lou Williams, and 17, Roy Hibbert.
Well, it's just really great to see those additions, and as we said in the opening, it fills the voids that the Lakers needed.
All right, guys, and we are headed back to Toyota Sports.
I'm excited to be here. I'm ready for a fresh start. I appreciate the Lakers getting me out here, and I'm going to work extremely hard to make sure the Lakers get back to where they should be.
Obviously, this is an organization with a very rich tradition. Some of the greatest players in the world have come out of the Lakers organization, so I'm happy to be here today on behalf of myself and my family, to be a part of that family and be able to grow on that tradition as well.
Yeah, on behalf of myself and my family, I'm really excited to be a Laker and looking forward to a great season.
Questions, guys? So let's start with the two free agents, if you don't mind. Lou, why, and Brandon, why did you choose the Lakers specifically? What drew you to them?
Just a fresh start. The early phone calls, the Lakers kept coming up. Just conversations with the Lakers kept coming up. Outside of all of the other teams, they were the most consistent. Speaking with my agent and myself, and once it came down to it, I felt like I needed a new start. I've been in the East the first 10 years of my career, so to have the opportunity to play in the West and just to have a new experience, that was very intriguing to me.
I mean, kind of the same, like a fresh start. I thought Mitch stayed in contact with my agent, early on, and I just thought it was a great opportunity to play with, one of the greatest to ever play the game, and just a great opportunity to continue to grow as a player.
Is that Nick Young or Kobe Bryant?
I think we all know.
I know you guys are talking about fresh starts, but you've been a two-time All-Star, I think. Why do you feel you need a fresh start after having such success in Indiana?
I spent the first 7 years in Indiana. It was some great years, up and down, but sometimes you have to embrace change. They want to go in a different direction, and I understand that. It's a business, and I'm really happy that I was able to land with a team that has such a rich tradition of big guys and have a winning tradition as well. So I always say embrace change.
What were some of the challenges and adversities that you felt like you went through in Indiana the last few years?
I mean, with the NBA season, obviously with, key pieces being out, things didn't go as well as they should have on my end and with the team. So that's in the past, but as of right now, I'm looking forward to the future.
You have a pretty strong defensive resume. What do you feel like you can do to help bolster this team that obviously needs help now?
In the past, I was asked to, do a little bit of both. But, looking at the team here, they have a lot of firepower. I can't even stop this guy when I played against him, in terms of scoring. So my main presence is going to be at the rim. I believe last year the Lakers were, 28th in defensive efficiency. So, my job is to make sure I clog up the paint, help side defense, and whatever else I get on the offensive end is candy. But, my main presence is going to be on defense to make sure these guys know I have their backs out there.
Well, you passed up on a bonus that you would have had, or most of the bonus in being traded, which was something you had to choose to do. What was the inspiration in letting that happen?
That was a no-brainer, Indiana wanted to go in a different direction, wanted to go younger, and the Lakers wanted me, so I said, who wouldn't want to be in LA? So that was a no-brainer. Talked it over with my agent, and I didn't think twice about it.
Roy, when you look at this team and what happened last season, look at the people who are on the roster now, what are your realistic expectations for yourself and for this team?
Now, I want to get back to playing at the ability that I have been the past couple of years. I've had ups and downs, but I feel like the Lakers community, the franchise, the management, the coaches, the training staff, really believe in me. So I'm going to put my best foot forward and be a defensive presence as much as possible as I can. And, that's like I said before, that's my main duty. And I have these guys back out there on the court.
Brandon, what do you view the role of being in the Lakers? Will it be a starter, reserve? Have you been told yet?
I don't know, but my plan is to be a two-way presence, on both ends of the court, to help my teammates in any way I can. Do all the little things out of there, set picks, run the floor, rebound, and communicate on defense, and try to lead by example. And that's what I think.
Brandon, what do you think your presence can do for Julius Randle, just in terms of his development? Obviously, there being competition for the same spot.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to do what I do, and hopefully I can help him in some type of way. But I'm here.
Brandon, you spent 4 years wearing green,
Yeah.
being in Boston. So what's it like for you now, putting on a Lakers jersey, obviously with there being such a big rivalry?
I haven't thought so much about it. All I thought about is me playing in purple and gold when I was in college. So it kind of get me back to my roots. And I remember, being in college and being a Laker fan. So I haven't thought about the rival, but I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about that.
When you and Nick are on the floor together, who shoots the ball?
Whoever has it.
Similar to the question about Randall, there are some young guards, Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell. How do you fit in with that, and how do you plan to teach them, mentor them, or lead by example? How do you see it going?
Yeah, just to lead by example. Just come in and be a positive person that they can look up to. I was once a young guard. I had the opportunity to play alongside Allen Iverson and Kevin Ollie at the same time. I kind of had the the best of both worlds. You know, I had one guy that was super talented, and the other guy came with his lunch pail every day that was a worker. And I want to kind of be a mix of both. You know, I come in and I compete every day, try to compete at a high level, and just try to always be positive. So hopefully I can be just a positive example of somebody who comes every day ready to work.
Do you like the role? I mean, you're sixth man of the year. Do you like that role coming off the bench? Do you want to start?
Something I've embraced. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I've started in 20 games in 5 or 6 years. You know, it's just become something somewhat of my identity. Just being a sixth man, somebody that comes off the bench, creates scoring and play-making opportunities for my teammates. And so it's something I embrace, but I'm ready for whatever challenge that Coach Scott brings to me.
Question for Roy. You know, last year you guys had a lot of injuries, and then Stevenson left, obviously, in Indiana. It just seemed like the whole team was different. David West had some words of support for how the year went. How did you think that whatever happened between you being an All-Star and then last year, and then how West sort of summarized and got your back in that situation?
Yeah, I appreciate David West stepping up and talking for me on my behalf, but I've had long talks with my agent, and to tell you the truth, like I said before, I appreciate the time I had in Indy, but I'm going to get back to playing at all-star level, but I don't want to dwell on the past too much. So I'm looking forward to the future.
We were kind of joking about the whole Nick Young situation with whoever has the ball shoots it. But how do you think? What's the key to making that work when you guys are on?
I've played in systems with multiple guards. We're having 2 or 3 guards on the court at the same time. I've played in systems like that. I think the most important thing is to not pin Nick and I against each other. You know, we're teammates now. We both have similar games. We both like to score the basketball. That's been one of our strong suits. That's what we hang our hats on. But once we're on the court, I like to play team basketball. If I'm in an ISO situation, that's when I try to score the ball. Other than that, I just try to make plays, whether it's for myself or my teammates.
Given that Byron has emphasized on playing defense and you are mainly an offensive weapon, how do you see that transition from what you used to in Toronto to what is going to happen with the Lakers?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that for me?
I was saying that Byron has emphasized on playing defense since he became Lakers head coach, and you're mainly an offensive weapon. How do you see yourself adjusting to this team and doing what Byron asked?
There's roles for different guys. You know, obviously my role has been scoring over the years, but on the defensive end, I just do everything that I can to help our team. You know, he has a system that's going to be put into place, and if a guy is weak in a certain field, I'm sure that he'll help those guys. You know, everybody's not going to be able to score the basketball the way that I will be able to score, but I'm sure that, you know, there will be a system in place to help that person on the other end. You know, so like I said in the beginning, I look forward to any challenge. I've never backed down from a challenge. You know, I've always tried to stop guys on the defensive end, even though it's not my strong suit. It's not one of the worst things in the world for me to be on the court when it's time to win the basketball game.
Well, you mentioned how great it is to be part of an organization now with a history of legendary big men. Are there any in particular, you know, on the wall that you grew up kind of molding your game after, watching, idolizing?
Shaq was, you know, one of my favorites when I was growing up. I've talked to him from time to time a year or two ago, but Kareem reaches out to me. He comes to watch my workouts, and we stay in touch for the most part. So, you know, he gives me little tidbits. I worked with him a lot last year during the summer, and he keeps up with me. So he always gives me some advice, gives me some things to work on, and I always ask him questions. So.
What did you get out of those sessions with Kareem?
Taking up space, having a defensive presence, just a lot of the mental side of playing basketball as well, and just some stuff off the court as well.
Roy, you've really used the verticality rule to your advantage. How is that? What part of that is to your defense, and how do you think that kind of helps the team? And how next year coming in with this defensive personnel for the Lakers, how do you think that can work?
I mean, defense is something that you can control. And I try to pride myself on being able to be one of the best rim protectors. So that translates whether it's where I was playing last year, playing here. So I think that should be able to help the team out as much as possible.
Roy, obviously, being on the last year of your deal, it can be kind of feeling out for both sides, see if there's a longer-term marriage maybe down the road. How do you look at being on the last year of your deal and the opportunity with the Lakers?
Man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to force the issue. So I'm just going to do whatever I can, and you're going to see that out there.
Now that Parks and Recreation is off the air, you're in Hollywood now, or are you going to be looking for another sitcom?
No, I'm focused right now on making sure I get back to playing at the ability that I'm capable of. And one of the first things my agent talked to me about was not getting caught up in the Hollywood stuff. So I'm pretty grounded. So right now, just straight basketball.
Brandon, what did you get out of your time with Byron in New Orleans?
What did I?
What did you get out of your time with Byron?
A lot of motivation. You know, my first two, I didn't play as much. So just a lot of motivation. I just knew I had to get in the gym and get my grind on, man. Yeah.
Where do you think I can go into play the second go around, you think?
I expect it to go well. You know, yeah, that's what I expect.
Brandon, you haven't missed a game in over 2 seasons. How do you think your consistency can come in and help a young team like the Lakers?
Just try to stick to the script. The things that got me to this point in my career, and that's you know, taking care of my body, you know, eating the right things, stretching, and making sure I put my time in, you know, before practice, after practice, things of that nature.
Question for Lou. I know that especially last year you were asked to provide some offensive punch and focus more on scoring, but you've averaged over 4 assists at various points of your career. Do you think you can make plays if you need to, depending on who you're with in the second unit or whatever it is?
Absolutely. I think my assist numbers dropped off in Toronto. I just think with the team, that the way we were built, we played a lot of isolation basketball. I know we were in the bottom half of the NBA as far as assists goes, and I think that went for our entire team. But like I said, I've always been a guy that just prided myself on making plays. You know, 2 points are 2 points. I never really cared whether they were mine or somebody else's. I know I've been pinned into this role of just being a scorer, but you know, for me personally, winning has always been my goal, and just playing team basketball and trying to create opportunities for everybody.
Why did Toronto go in a different direction? They didn't pursue you to come back. They traded some of the guys, moved around.
No idea. So that's in the past. I enjoyed my time there. The season that I had, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to win the 6th Man of the Year there. That was an organization that traded for me after me coming off a torn ACL, and to me to get back on track and have a successful season there. I'm forever blessed for that. But I look forward to having a very successful career here with the Lakers now.
How did your body and your game change after the ACL? Obviously, you had a great season last year.
I was a little slower, but I had to get smarter. I was catching the ball closer to the rim. I've always been a guy that tried to create contact and create scoring opportunities based off the free throw line and being aggressive in that way. But became a better jump shot shooter, became a better three-point shooter. I shot more three-pointers in my career last year than I did in any season in the past. So just evolved my game and just being smarter.
Have any of you guys heard from Kobe, and if so, what did he say?
So when you guys, are you located in LA yet, or when are you moving here? Do you have a month or two to get settled?
Well, after the last season, myself and my wife moved out here. So, and then knew I was going to get traded at some point, but didn't think it would be to the place that I moved here during the summer. So that worked out pretty well compared to the other places where I could have gone. So like I said, I'm excited to be here. So, but I'm eventually start looking for a place close to the practice facility because the traffic here is definitely different than it is in Indiana. So.
I'm still a tourist, so I'm still getting my feet wet.
The traffic? I'm happy we have Waze because Waze helps me get around the city. So.